So there are a lot of opportunities to refinance when you might not be aware of it. So don't take it as read, whatever you think the history might be. There's a lot of different things that are on offer for you. But Hello everyone and welcome. We are here at the Property Education Company. I'm Louise Lucas. Sadly, James, despite being a brilliant broker and a much better presenter than me, I believe, is also studying medicine. He's off doing work there, but I know a lot more about refinancing because I've done it a lot more. Also, actually, I asked the other brokers and one's away and one's not well. So you're stuck with me this week. It's just a shame, but there it is. But I will bring the others in soon to help us, so we'll have a bit more interaction. So today we're having a brief chat about Refinancing 101. Any questions, feel free to let me know later. This, as you can be sure, it is general advice. Don't take something from this and then run away and implement and think, oh, that's perfect, Louise said so and it applies to me. It might well, but it might not as well. So please make sure you get a proper assessment done with any finance and make sure you contact us and let us know. I've got to say a shout out to all my clients and friends who've been giving us some great feedback on this. I really appreciate you participating and watching, even if later. That's awesome. So the first question I wanted to address today was how to know when to refinance. And with our clients, every 6 months, we actually review your current rates, and then we ask the lender you're currently with, will they give you a better rate? And we also check, because one of the ways that your rate is affected is the loan to value ratio of your loan. And so if you actually got a loan initially at 90% lend or 85, and then you believe the property's grown in value, your lender might still be giving you a worse rate because they price higher, generally speaking, for loans over 80%. So often we will go in and get a valuation, and if there is a better rate, we then ask the lender, hey, we've got a better rate, we've got a better valuation, apply this better rate to the same loan. But if you are not aware that they can do that, you might miss out on that opportunity. And it also is good to sometimes get a valuation, and a good broker will help you with this, get a valuation done from another lender, which is better, and then take it to your lender, and that saves you having to move. So that can be good too. But it's worthwhile checking every 6 months. We can usually only do a new valuation every 6 months. The next thing I wanted to talk about was some of the rates at the moment. We have fixed rates, and it's interesting, they're certainly coming down, and that makes you think, well, you're just waiting for rates to come down altogether. So fixed rates at the moment, you can potentially get a 3-year fixed rate depending on your financial circumstances. Some lenders are offering 5.69 and others are offering 2 years from 5.79. But that sort of makes me think they're going to be lower than that generally. But these are just my personal views. Standard variable rates are in the early sixes. And again, that depends on your loan to value ratio. So how much you're borrowing against the one property. So if your loan to value ratio is at 80%, you're generally in the early sixes. But if your loan to value ratio is down at 60%, well, you could get as low as in the high fives. There's lots of different offerings from different banks. And again, it depends on the strength of your credit and overall financial circumstances. So sometimes people will have a better application and suit a different lender better because that lender assesses them a different way. For example, recently we were doing a refinance for a client to a certain lender who assesses Airbnb income a lot more generously than others. And that can make a profound difference to the client who is trying to use the maximum amount of Airbnb income, and how they also assess the expenses. So really worth noting that you need some advice often to weed out through that. If you're going to do this online yourself, you'll never find the information. It's almost impossible. One other thing I wanted to talk about was there are still some lenders offering cash rebates to refinance, but their rates often are just a little bit higher, and that's helping them compensate for obviously giving you the cash. However, if you actually work out what's the difference in the cost between that higher interest rate and the repayment, even though you're paying slightly more in interest, it might be worth your while taking the cash. So check that out, and again, a broker can work that out for you. So don't hesitate to ask someone and have a look at that.
Because if you're going to refinance anyway, and if you're able to go through a lender that offers a cash rebate, you could look at it as it's
cash for nothing. Yes, thank you. I always like a bit of cash in the bank. It's a good thing. What about if you can't refi at the moment because maybe your circumstances have changed? And although there's a lot of different policies now, people used to think, well, if I had a baby, then I have to wait, until I go back to work. Well, not necessarily. There are some lenders who'll just, as long as you've got a return to work letter or a date that's happening in the next 12 months, well, you can use that as proof of income. So there are a lot of opportunities to refinance when you might not be aware of it. So don't take it as read, whatever you think the history might be. There's a lot of different things that are on offer for you. But if you, by chance, say you've lost your job and you're worried about it and you can't refinance, but you want a better rate. So one of the ways to do that is to ring your lender and ask to be put through to the retention team and ask them what's the best rate they can do to keep you, and say, well, I've heard there's fixed rates in the mid to modest in 5s and standard variable rates in the early 6s. So if I'm paying a lot more than that, you might ask your lender, well, can you help with that and get us a better rate? And often they will try and match, particularly if you've been consistently paying and you're a good client to them. But it all depends on your credit worthiness as well. So do check that out. And so if you're stuck and you're feeling stuck, there are lots of ways to deal with it. Don't ever deal with not paying your mortgage and just put your head in the sands. Make sure you contact us, and we are bound to come up with some ideas to help you. And there are lots of things you can do. And we have some great friends in the credit mediation space who can help people as well. So don't ever get stuck with money alone. It's not worth it. That's what we're here for, to help and educate and help you through those financial times when you need support. Finally, consolidating debts. People sometimes want to consolidate debts such as personal loans, credit cards, and even ATO debts. There's lots of lenders at the moment who are negative on ATO debts. So if you've got a big taxation debt and it's going to ruin you, but you've got equity in your home, if you've gone to your lender direct, they might have said, well, no, we won't help you. But no, there are plenty of lenders out there who will help you, and you just need to find the right one. So there are lots of things you can do about this. This is just the beginning and just the basics of talking about refinance. There's a whole world of opportunities there.
And some lenders offer
8% without paying lender's mortgage insurance. But just ask, and there are different lenders that you might not have even considered that have better opportunities just to fit your circumstances. So just to recap, it was general advice. We were talking about how to know when to refinance, and I suggest you look at it every 6 months. Rates that are currently on offer, but note that they will also depend on your servicing and how good a prospect you are, because the bank will price for that. Cash rebates, we talked about what to do when you don't refinance, and consolidating debts. So that can often be good. But one problem I have is sometimes people consolidate debts and then 12 months later want to do it again. That is a real no-no. Banks hate looking at people who've done that twice in a short period of time, because
it shows that you are potentially unreliable with finances or not in control.
So if you're having that sort of trouble, try not to do that. Come and talk to us first.
And we may be able to help you understand the benefits of refinancing to see if it aligns with your goals and current financial situation.
So don't feel limited, and do give us a shot, and please give us a call anytime. I look forward to hopefully having James, Ali and Caitlin back soon. And any questions, don't hesitate to ask us. All right, take care. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.